Hey everybody, how you doing? It's John Brewer here, Lake Ida's inventory expert, realtor extraordinaire.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I'm so happy I have Crazy Uncle Mike here. You guys know Crazy Uncle Mike's down in Boca on Federal Highway. How long ago was it when I was here? 3 years ago, I think?
No, it wasn't that long, but
2 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago. We took the lease, and I think we started that thing we did the interview about 2 years ago in September.
So this place was gutted. If you guys know the other places that were here, the bar was actually in the middle, and I'm gonna throw some pictures over the top to give everybody perspective. But we actually interviewed in the front there, and we were shooting this way, and there was no stage. That's behind us now. There was a bar that was in the middle. That's been all moved to the side. Anyway.
No garage doors.
No garage doors.
That we have now.
So, good to see you, brother.
Nice to see you too, John.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
So, tell us what's been happening here. Just tell us everything. It's been such a great story. I've been following you guys. We come in, but just tell us, give us an overview of everything as far as what you did here and what's going on.
All right. Thanks for coming, by the way.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to hang out with you. Get to tell you about what we got going on. But right now, we're almost a year old. So we opened October 4th to the public last year. And so our anniversary party is going to start October 2nd through the 5th. We got music lined up and everything. We'll talk more about that. But so to get to this point was quite a task. It was 14 months of construction and permitting, working with the city of Boca and working with the contractors and all the things that go on. But getting into a building that had a lot more problems than you originally, expect. I think that's the nature.
Was it the building or was it the mechanics of the city, or a little bit of both?
Well, I think that first and foremost, the building had been worn out.
Right.
And so when you walked into it, you would see kind of a pretty space, but it wasn't functional. So when we got in and we saw that the problems with what existed, we realized that we couldn't kind of put lipstick on this one. This one needed to go all the way down. So we ripped every wall out, we ripped the ceilings out, the floors out, and really engineered. Now I had a clean, palette to be able to just do my painting, right?
Right.
And so it got to be a lot more fun for me. More expensive, but a lot more fun, and we really got to create what I felt was going to work well in Boca for the product that we have. Have a very versatile room, so you can be different every day. We can move the furniture, we can change it, we can take it out, and do all kinds of things. We've had, every type of event in here already that you can imagine, from weddings to painting events.
You guys had weddings in here?
To karaoke events and live music almost every night.
Yeah. Did they get married on the stage?
They did it. They actually got married in our beer garden in the back.
Did they?
Yeah, it was a very pretty day.
We'll take pictures of that too. We'll throw it over the top.
Yeah, and so we're just going through now, getting through that first year.
Yeah.
That first year in Boca. I think this is the only city I've ever lived in or worked in where the expectation of the resident is that you'll fail, and that you walk into the restaurant or bar business here, and it's like the first thing is their expectation of failure. And I think specifically in this building, but I think in the town in general, which was surprising to me.
I was working with a different real estate company at the time, and I remembered them telling me exactly that. So,
and as
I got a nice sense of, because you and I immediately hit it off when I came over here. We have a lot of mutual friends from Las Vegas. He worked in Vegas, I worked for Vegas. We never met each other. We had a lot of people orbiting around each other. And when I told the people I was with that I had just met this gentleman by the name of Mike, and you come down there, they were not giving you very good odds. So I love it.
I would bet that next week or 2 weeks from now, when we have our anniversary, there's not one person collecting any money.
Yeah.
When we cross that 1 year mark, I imagine there wasn't a lot that money. But that's because the failures in this building from 2010 till now were bad. The building, though, prior to 2010, actually has a really nice history, and the bones of the building are awesome. It's a full block in Boca Raton with parking, easy in, easy out. It's 50-yard line between Meisner and Atlantic Ave. I believe
so you drawing from Delray and Boca?
Oh yeah, we get people from West Palm all the way to Fort Lauderdale, depending upon the musical talent that we're having that day, or the type of food specials that we're having, the beer specials. So we're starting to draw people from around the areas, just like Fort Lauderdale pulls people from here. We're starting to help pull people back into this area.
That's great, and I really think this is a venue that was sorely needed in this area. We came down and saw the Resolvers a couple of weeks ago, and what a great show.
They're going to be here once a month, it looks like, for the rest of this year and possibly even into next year. Great band, really, really good group of people, fun to work with. Their music
Yeah.
But all of our music, if you look at our calendar,
Yeah.
and if you really look at our roster, the one thing that you can count on is even if you don't know the band's gonna be good.
Right.
We always make sure that the music is on point. We cater to a musical customer, people that love live music. We go from original live music to cover live music. We cover reggae to rock to blues and pretty much everything in between. Get a little bit of Latin, you know. So from a musical standpoint, I think that we're getting to have a reputation in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've kind of got three businesses in one, right? You know, we're
Right.
a brewery, and we make amazing beer. Corey Wilson is really a premier brewer in Florida.
Really is.
And if you look at the product that we put out, and starting with our Pilsner, we're putting out some great beers. And he's been surprised at the success of the volume that we're turning. And we're really putting to use all four of our fermenters at full capacity. So all of our kettlage is at max right now. And we're doing about 40 barrels a month. And we're going through 30 barrels.
And you're getting ready to roll into season.
And we're going into season. So we're looking at how do we up that? Do we need to get another fermenter? Do we need to do some
Really?
such grow to be able to? Yeah, so that way we can have all of our own beers and not have to have too many guest taps. But if we outgrow our capacity at the beginning, we're going to just bring in some of our friends that are in breweries around.
So who have you brought in as far as guest taps go?
Oh, we've had Nobo, Funky Buddha. We've had Darla Monks.
Oh, that's great.
We've had Robot. We've had guest taps from all of our friends that are in the brewery business locally. In fact, Sailfish we did a collab with, 26 Degrees we did a collab with, and so we've had their beers in here as guest taps as well.
Nice.
We've done some of the bigger breweries when we first opened from down in Miami that have some great beers, and so that's the beauty about the brewing business is it's a friendly business.
It really, I was just going to say that. It's not, you know, sometimes you get a real kind of competitive, you know, but with the breweries, it's a real brotherly feeling of camaraderie. And hey, man, if you need something, I got it, I can help you. Just a really cool thing to see.
Yeah. We
what
always
can
go
be a
support each
competitive
other's.
business with restaurants, you know.
Yeah, we go support each other's anniversary parties every year. If you go to any brewery's anniversary party, there's 10 other breweries pouring their beer to let you know to celebrate that brewery's here and doing well. We're still 43rd in the nation per capita brewery, so we're still way behind the nation on how many breweries exist.
Is that right?
In Florida versus the rest of the country. So, you know, the camaraderie makes it great because then it makes it feel like a bigger business than it is. You know, it feels like there's a whole lot of us when really we're happy that there's as many as we are, but we're really short compared to most states.
Wow. Well, I've got some spaces in Fort Lauderdale that make great breweries. So if any brewers are watching this right now, and I'm a brewer too, John Brewer, give me a call.
He makes some good beer, by the way. I've had the fortune.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Take
bring
a sip
one
of your
today.
coffee.
So normally I bring a beer because this is Brews with Brewer, but this is something that you guys have come out with. So one of the things that's unique about Crazy Uncle Mike's is they actually have a liquor license. So you've been trying some really cool stuff, but I don't think that's what we're trying right now.
This is just cold brewed coffee.
cold brew coffee.
Right, and we do it in this tall dripper over here, but we also infuse bourbons and vodkas in that same manner that we make cold brew coffee. So we'll make cold brew infusions as well. So today, what we're tasting right now is non-alcoholic.
Okay.
But we'll go into a couple of these. So
the brew is coffee today, not beer. What's?
But we're
11
going to bring
o'clock.
some beer out here in a minute.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to taste them both. So this vodka here is a vodka infused with hibiscus, blackberry, blueberry, strawberry.
Oh wow.
And it's an amazing flavor. We make what ends up being almost a cocktail flavor without anything mixed in with it, and it's all natural infusions.
Right.
So once you take a little sip of it, see what
Sure.
you think. They always take the natural colors of the berries, and it becomes and it was a straight vodka, but now it tastes like a mixed drink.
Oh, that smells great.
And so we're trying to take our craft bar in the same level as our craft beer, is at the same level as our craft food that Tara Abrams makes.
That's nice.
Right?
It's I want to say almost Cosmo-esque, but without that sweet flavor.
Yeah,
It's
there's
got
no
a
sugar
really,
other than
you
that.
don't get the sugar. You get a lot of the hibiscus though, which is awesome.
This here is our coffee bourbon, and it's got a cocoa in it, a coffee, and Buffalo Trace.
Ooh.
You put a little bit of
It's amazing.
yeah, you put a little simple syrup in this, shake it, on ice.
I was gonna say, a little ice would be great with that.
Amazing.
Mellow out with some ice cubes.
It really is. It's amazing.
Break out the profiles a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit bitter on without the
Yeah, got a little bite to it.
because
Yeah,
it's
that's
dark.
what I was thinking. Nice big fat rock in there or something like that, or some small cubes that'll melt up.
This last one's a chocolate cherry bourbon that we made, and again, we did it with Buffalo Trace.
So you guys are having some fun over here with all the little toys and everything that you got.
Well, we want to maximize the experience, right? Because everything about today's world is about experiential, right? To be,
Right.
you know, something that people find their comfort in, and then they find the things that keep them coming back for uniqueness, right? And we try to be both. We want to be a place where they're comfortable. They come in, they can sit at a normal table or on a couch. They can, you know, listen to great music, but they can also enjoy creative cocktails and creative vibe, something a little different than what you're seeing in other spots. So
Yeah.
we're having a lot of fun with that. We're having a lot of fun with our brewery. Our kitchen in itself is its own business, you know, and I think Tara Abrams has taken that as amazing results with, you know, she's altered the menu 2 or 3 times already since we've been open. She's added some great pieces to it, keeping it really, really fresh all the time.
So what's the philosophy behind the menu that you guys are putting out? Is it?
I think that we take comfort food and make it special.
Special,
And
okay.
and we don't take the not necessarily comfort food in the sense of mashed potatoes, but
Right.
your tacos, your hamburgers, your chicken sandwiches, your salmon dinner, those kind of things. But we put it to a culinary level that's raised from what you would expect in a bar called Crazy Uncle Mike's, right?
Right.
You don't look at the sign and say culinary delight,
Yeah.
but when you walk in the door, it's one of those surprise and delights. It's like it really truly is. You realize that what we're trying to do is different than a bar. We're trying to be something special, and we're trying to do it through every aspect and every touch. I even have some people bash us online, which is great when they say, "Oh, they're trying to be too fancy with their food." It's like, it's tacos, it's burgers, it's chicken sandwiches, but it has a good drizzle on it. It has a different, chili on it. It has, these things that make it special. Well, you can make it plain. You can do anything you want to it. So we just offer it a special way. But if you'd like to simple it down, we're always welcome to do that for you. So food-wise, I try my best to be great at it. I think couldn't have been a better person for me to pick to do that for us.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it. And food's kind of an opinion, right? So it's most of the people that I'm getting as customers like it.
Yeah.
Some people don't because it's an opinion, and we can't make everybody happy. But I think we're doing a pretty good job making most people happy.
Yeah. So I would just want to do this, as you guys can probably tell. So this is Mike, and this is Crazy Uncle Mike. He's crazy, but in a good way. Anyway, how did you get the name Crazy Uncle Mike's? How did that come around?
I'm from a big family, a lot of kids in our family, and then they had a lot of kids, and so I had a lot of nieces and nephews. And I was a bar-owning, long-haired, motorcycle riding uncle. And so when I showed up to all their houses and their parties, I was just Crazy Uncle Mike. They knew me as, and that's what they called me. I didn't name me, they named me. But when we were doing a brewery, I was like, man, that's a perfect name for a brewery, because everybody has a Crazy Uncle Mike. Or
Yeah.
a crazy uncle anyway.
Sure.
If not Mike. So
Sure.
I found that I think that name works. People like it. People have a crazy uncle. They relate to him. They love him, and or they are him. And so I got to meet a lot of Crazy Uncle Mikes, and I met a lot of families that have them.
And so when people walk in because of the moniker and the logo and everything, they like point at you when you walk by?
I'm like a fake celebrity.
Celebrity in these 4 walls.
Yeah, I'm a fake celebrity.
Well, that's cool, man.
I actually didn't have the beard. I was just telling him that today. When we made the logo, I already had the logo when we sat down and did that.
Yeah.
Meeting
Yeah, you
last
matched
time.
the logo. You
And
grew
I grew
into
the logo, right? It's like, we designed the logo, but I wasn't the logo, and I became the logo, which is interesting.
That's cool. That's cool. So I want to talk about some of the other stuff, because not only does Mike have a great restaurant and a great vibe going on here, but he's doing a lot of great stuff for the community. So let's talk about some of this stuff. I know you were talking about the straws that you guys came out with.
Yeah, so we have a saying that Crazy Uncle Mike's loves turtles and trees. So when you're taking a plastic straw to get rid of it and you replace it with a paper straw, now you're cutting down trees versus having the plastic harm the turtles. So
Right.
what we figured is let's eliminate the straw option unless you want to buy a straw, right? And so now we're giving you a straw that's good for the economy, right? Ecology, right? It's a metal straw, it lasts forever, you can clean it, it'll come with a cleaner. And we're gonna sell it for $1. And the $1 between the cost of buying them and making them, we donate 10 cents of that back to Gumbo Limbo.
Gumbo Limbo.
And so Gumbo Limbo is a recipient of this as being a philanthropic move. Get rid of straws, make money towards a charity that makes sense. And so we're going to present them their first $500 check on October 2nd.
That's great. And for those who don't know, Gumbo Limbo is right on A1A, probably right behind us here, somewhere in that proximity, maybe a little bit south.
Yep.
And it's a natural preserve.
They actually have
Gumbo Limbos are my favorite tree.
They fix all the turtles that are found that are hurt. They bring them in. They have the veterinarians that fix them, get them back to health, and put them back in the ocean.
Wow.
So that's one of the things that they do. That's why it's a tie-in with the turtles. And so I think that it made sense for us to, while we're saving the turtles in one way, we can donate to help them and fix them as well.
Sure. That's awesome.
And then we have another one too. We do wines for a cause.
This is great. I love this because
So-
my wife's a ukulele player. We actually taught some kids at our church how to play ukulele, and this is awesome.
So Bruce Godwin, if you know Bruce, he's a friend of ours of the restaurant.
You know that?
He's a wine aficionado and a friend, and he loves good wines, but he also loves charities. So when I started talking to him about what he wanted to do, he bought us a wine fridge. Gave to him, big one. And so we carry these 4 wines, Frank Family Wines, Quilt, Camus, and Prisoner, specifically for this benefit. If you buy any of those wines here, 10% of the sale price of the wine goes back to the charity of the Ukulele Kids, which they do training for kids on musical instruments in hospitals.
In hospitals?
In hospitals for kids with cancer or life-threatening diseases.
Okay.
So it's close to our heart, and it really works.
Yeah. So we didn't. So those who don't, Mike was actually opening up the bar at the time, and his young daughter came down and had cancer. So I can only imagine what it was like trying to open a restaurant at the same time and dealing with all that. And now you're giving back. So just
No, we're fortunate to be able to be in a position to be able to help these charities that we believe in and that we believe are good. We're doing the same thing for our anniversary party with special spaces. We build bedrooms for kids that have cancer or are terminally ill or critically ill. And so what they do, it's a nationwide, but they have a local group, and they keep all the money that they raise here from the local charity to be able to build bedrooms for kids here. And there are a lot of sick kids that are not affluent, and they go home to a dirty environment, and that makes them sicker. So it's going to be 4 days long. It starts off on October 2nd. We're going to do a guitar smash with the mayor, Scott. Singer is going to come in here, and he's going to bust up a guitar on the stage for us and Chris on our stage. Get it ready for some more live music. We've been a year open, but we didn't do a grand opening party. So basically, our first anniversary is our grand anniversary party. So that's the way we've dubbed it. I've got an invitation for you.
Thanks.
And so the first 2 hours is complimentary food and beverage for my friends to come in and celebrate it. And then we're going to kick into a musical fest for 4 days long.
Wow.
There's 15 bands playing in the 4 days. So a lot of the local bands that have been playing for us over the years, over this last year, are going to be here to celebrate with us. And it should be awesome 4 days. I think that from a beverage, a food, and a musical standpoint, there'll be no other place to be for those 4 days.
For sure.
It should be a blast.
For sure. And you guys do brunch, right?
We do. On Sunday, we do brunch. We do it now with football because we do Sunday ticking.
And you got lots of TVs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see at least 12 to 14 TVs around here.
Yeah, I think we got 18 total with a big screen.
And you have an
front stage.
outdoor area.
Outside, there's a couple.
We'll take pictures of that too, drop those. Yeah, as a matter of fact, why don't we go into that now? Why don't you just give us an overview? So I'm gonna drop pictures describing the bar, the outside, everything, and just to give the audience an idea who hasn't been here yet what this space is actually like.
All right, so if you haven't been here yet, then you should come here and look at yourself. The whole space was designed to be kind of like a home, right? So I wanted it to feel like you came home. You can sit down, you can sit in a coffee table, or you can sit at a kitchen table kind of thing. So I wanted it to feel like you're at your house. Our stage even has the piano on it, and sometimes has furniture on it to make it feel homey. So that was the first and foremost thing. I wanted it more. And then from a musical standpoint, I wanted it to be a theater. I wanted it to be the best musical scene you could have a sound standpoint and a visual standpoint.
Right.
So we measured the room, we did a calculations like you would a theater. We built a stage isolated, so it doesn't touch the wall. It's built on rubber. The back wall and the side walls are soundproof, poured concrete,
Right.
ductboard, air gap, two by four wall, insulated, double drywalled. So that's in both walls, so our neighbors never hear us from a stage standpoint. But it also keeps the room from having bass traps. So then the whole roof is a sound abatement from front to back. And so you're sitting in a room with concrete floors and hard walls, but it doesn't have any ting in it. It sounds really good in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then from a sound system point of view, we have a Martin rig, which is a big stage rig. Lab Rubin amps, which are your top end concert theater amps type, to run the system in here. Our fill system is designed to have balance from front to back, so it doesn't matter where you're sitting, there's continuity. But visually, even when the place is packed, and even when people are dancing, the stage is the right height. The band is higher than the customers.
Right.
And even if you're in the back of the room, you have a perfect view of the stage.
Right.
So we try to make it really, truly theater-esque without looking like a theater. We don't have a mixing console in the middle of the room. We use technology and use an iPad mixing, so it keeps the room clean. So we get that theater without that, like you're in a warehouse.
Right, right. And you've got an herb garden in the back.
I do.
Yep. And then we've got an outdoor bar area that seats about probably another 50, 60 maybe. Which you've got
Indoor, outdoor seating at the
indoor,
bar.
outdoor seating at the bar. So the bar basically is on the wall there. And you've got about probably a 50 seat bar here. No,
Yeah, 45.
45 seat bar. Your kettles are right in the front over there. And you've got two?
We got a
Four.
kettle system.
Two kettle
which
system.
Which is your mash and luter tune, and then your whirlpool and your boil.
Okay.
And that's where the beer's made. And then I have 4 what are called uni tanks. So you do your fermenting and your bright work in the same tank, meaning I can carbonate my beer in the place that I'm fermenting my beer. So it keeps you from having to have too many tanks. We have a limited space, so our space was designed to be able to put a lot of equipment in a small area.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's where we're finding that we're going to have the limitations is how fast can I make a beer, ferment a beer, and carbonate a beer before I put it in kegs, so I can make another beer and fill that kettle.
Right.
Right. So that's our limitation is just how fast you can make beer. Beer has different lengths of time, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to make an ale, it's a couple weeks.
Yeah.
If you want to make a pilsner, you're looking at months sometimes.
Right, right.
So when you're tying up one barrel, one vessel, 8 weeks.
Yeah, you can't rush it.
It's hard to, and it only takes you 4 weeks to sell that beer.
Right. So, yeah, exactly.
So
3
you're
months to produce and 4 months to consume, or 4 weeks to consume.
Right.
It's a big.
Right, so that's where
There's
you
a
have to
gap.
make, and so if you'll notice, I'll have a blonde ale and a pilsner at the same time, because I can make my blonde ale twice as fast as I can make my pilsner, 3 times as fast as I make my pilsner. So if I have them both on at the same time, it slows the consumption far enough down that I can keep up with my pilsner.
Right.
But it's all, it's all the learning lessons of your first year in business. And where's your demand? What do you need to be able to produce? And can you?
Right. And you've learned these things as you've gone along and kind of been open now and
Yeah.
still learning things probably every day
Oh,
about
absolutely.
it. Can't be easy because you're coordinating brewery with restaurant with music. So you've got to be getting acts in here all the time. So you constantly have
Booking
to be
music,
booking
and
out.
booking music, and making those deals 6 to 7 days a week is a
Right.
full-time job.
Yes, absolutely.
And I do that.
Yeah.
With the operational end of it, and so it's definitely, a lot of things going on in here at the same time, trying to create a unique atmosphere.
Right.
And so the work levels that go along with that, people, don't understand that, it takes a lot of work to make a place that you come in for a couple hours and just say, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like there's weeks of preparation most of the time for every person's experience in here for a couple hours.
No, absolutely.
Which is, I guess that's the hospitality business. That's what we do, and we do it with music, and some people do it with other things.
Yeah. So who are some of the key staff that you have around here? Obviously, Chef Tara.
Tara Abrams and Corey Wilson were the first 2 hires.
Right.
Corey is the brewer, and Tara's obviously the executive chef. And Tara brought in Andrew Vayu as a sous chef, and he was basically the 3rd hire in. And build the place as well as they help, operate it. So there's a lot of ownership on their part.
Yeah.
And then Eric, who's our general manager and bartender, he came in as a bartender and just rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
He became a very, very good employee, and then became very interested in helping more and more and more, and just he created his job. And now I'm so happy to have him. He's made my life really, really easy in comparison to what it was, and he cares. So to find the right staff in this market, yeah. So Eric's a young guy. He's really cool. If you haven't been in here yet, you can come in and meet him. He's not behind the bar. He's at the front door. He's always here, and he's always helping.
Yeah, I was just talking to other restaurant people. I do a lot of restaurant deals, and that's the thing, is finding key employees that care.
Yeah.
You
I have a
know,
couple
how do you,
staff
how do you
members
get
that-
them invested? How do you get them as invested as you, so that when you do walk away, or you can walk away, that you feel like the same level of care and hospitality is going into it as when you're around.
I think it's kind of interesting too, because we have two waiters that opened with us. They're still here, and Lainey and Kayla, and they're both great. But it's interesting how the new employees are good customers' daughters, are good customers' sons, and so they're liking the place so much that they want their children to work here. That's good, because that means they like our space. They feel it's a safe space. They understand that it's a family business.
Yeah.
They want their family to be a part of it because they love it. And so now I have 3 employees that their parents are very, very close to.
They're regulars. Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, especially the restaurant business sometimes get a bad rap with some of
it's
the.
tough, man. Especially in Southern Florida, there's a lot of things that you wouldn't want your children involved with in a restaurant business or a brewery. But fortunately, we run it in a way that I don't think that's not part of the keys here, right?
Yeah.
So we're running a family joint that has a liquor license.
Yeah.
We're not running a nightclub that has,
But
happens to have food.
I've noticed that when we've come in earlier, it kind of has more of a family vibe, and then as you kind of move into 9 and 10,
the families with the kids.
Families with the kids kind of take off, and you've got more of your singles and people that are out to see live music, and that's great. If you can do that transition and do a good dinner hour, and then transition to an active nightlife, I think that's the holy grail for any restaurant to be able to do, and it seems like you guys are doing that on a regular basis.
We're getting there. Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for growth.
Okay.
Year one was, literally the first 3 months was, my pants were on one leg, and I hadn't even got it on the second foot yet, and I was running around, trying to figure things out. And,
Right.
I think by the beginning of the year, once we had 3 months under our belt of operating, we were able to start actually doing stuff other than open the door in the morning and open, right? And we start planning. And now we're going into year 2, we're looking at what didn't we take advantage of year 1, right? So the night before Thanksgiving wasn't a big event. That should be a big event in this business. It's almost like New Year's. So we have a big plan for that this year. Halloween, we didn't do a big Halloween last year. We're doing a big Halloween plan this year. We had no New Year's Eve lined up. And this year, if you look at our New Year's Eve lineup, it goes Thursday with JP Soares, Crazy Train on Friday night, Uproot with Manny on Saturday night, Unlimited Devotion on Sunday night, Wabatron and Crazy Fingers on Monday night, and the Flyers on actual New Year's Eve.
Wow.
So when you're looking at
That's a good local music lineup there.
It's all local. It's all the best that you can get, really, and the people that you want on your stage. And the guys that, like the Resolvers, are a week before or a week after that. And I mean, all the big names are going to be surrounding that holiday, and we're taking advantage of it where we did it last year. We're going to have a big New Year's Eve event, where last year it was just basically like a Tuesday night.
Right.
So I think that there's a lot of room for growth in year 2. We're excited about it. We're optimistic about it, and I think that it's fun. That I was telling you that the first several months, only people would say is, "Oh, this place has failed so many times." That was the story every day. This place is a horrible.
You must have loved that.
Horrible location every day for the first 6 months.
I could totally.
I promise you, there
that's
wasn't
what
one
happened.
person that didn't tell me that if they'd been in this building and seen it fail, that they told me how bad this building was and how crazy I was for taking it, and that they were hoping I would make it, And then,
Boy, we hope you're the one.
And then, it's just too crazy. And then now the conversations are like, "This is the best location, man. It's perfect. It's so great that you guys are here." It's like it's so.
You can't miss in this place.
We've overcome the negativity of what people used to think about this property, I think, and they're
That's
starting to
hilarious,
realize that it
man.
has a life of its own outside of history, and the future. It doesn't. doesn't necessarily reflect what's here in the past, and operators do it differently, you know, and fortunately, I love what I do. My staff loves what they do, and it makes it easier to come here.
You
and
have a
work
good
lot.
time doing it together.
I love it, man, and I love music, and I love good food, and I'm not an alcoholic, but I love beer.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe in drinking responsibly. I've always done it, but
Hey, be quiet.
you know, I do believe in drinking responsibly.
Little off camera.
But I do believe in drinking. I think drinking is fun and it's good if it's done responsibly. You know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Well, I said, you know, one of the things I loved about being in the restaurant business, and you know, people ask me if I want to get back in it again, and you know, I think when it's in your blood, it's in your blood. You know, we know each other from Vegas, nightclubs, restaurants, bars, the whole 9 yards. Sitting back, like at that back corner of the bar would probably be me or whatever. There's a nice spot where I could just sit there. And when you look over the place and you see everybody's laughing and smiling and eating and drinking, and just, you provided this atmosphere for people to have such a great time. That's what you do it for. That's why you do all those hours, to sit there at 8:30 on a Saturday night and just, you know, tables are full, people are eating, food's coming out, servers are smiling, bartenders are making drinks, people are having a good time, and that's what you provide. You know?
yeah, it's turned out really, really nice. I think I'm happy where we are. If you looked at our projections for year one to what we did, we're almost exact.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, what we projected. Costs were a little higher than what we projected, but that's not unusual. They weren't, you know, crazy, but they were higher than what we had projected. So profit was a little bit lower. But man, for what we're up against, this market that is a finicky market.
Right.
Wasn't sure what to expect from who we are. A lot of failures in this building. A lot of those things. I look at the first year.
You overcame a lot of obstacles, yeah. You guys are positioned really good going into season this year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know we wish you guys a lot of luck, family-wise. I know the community wishes you a lot of luck. I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to give a little bit of information. Let us get to know you a little bit and what's going on. And so the anniversary is October 4th.
Okay, so it's October 2nd is the Wednesday night. So we
Okay.
start that off at 5 o'clock. You got an invitation for that.
Sure.
7 o'clock is the general public kickoff. Uproot Hootenanny will start the party at 7 o'clock.
They're a great
and
band,
go on.
a lot of fun.
And then on third, and that's going to be wine specials. Okay, so special spaces is a part of our week too, right? So every day we're doing an auction where you can buy tickets, not an auction, but a raffle.
Okay.
You can buy tickets. There's 2 prizes. First prizes being given out, which are weekend trips to Miami Dolphins game tickets, VIP dinners, all kinds of things that go along with it. So there's a $10 raffle ticket or something going for sale for that. All the proceeds of that go to special spaces. And then each day during the week, there's another wristbanded kind of a lounge that's going to go on. It'll be an all-you-can-drink lounge. Wednesday, it's focused on wine. And BR Cone and some other wine groups are donating the product to be able to do it. But it's a $25 wristband. $10 of that wristband gets donated to special spaces. So all you can drink for 3 hours, so from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock Wednesday night, and you got 10 or 12 different types of wines to taste and sample and
Wow.
enjoy. Thursdays we're doing that with bourbon, so it'll be a bourbon tasting type of thing. Same thing. You buy a wristband or you buy a flight. Percentages of the flights get donated back to special spaces.
Right.
Same thing with Friday, Saturday. Saturday we're doing a champagne and Bloody Mary in the morning with pints and brushes, so you can come in here and do a painting class from 11:30 to 2, and do bottomless mimosas and bottomless Bloody Marys.
That must be interesting.
And then at 3 o'clock we're doing a pig roast. We're doing all the breweries outside. So Novo's giving us some beer down there. The guys at Matt Robot are going to be here. Prosperity's going to be here. We're still waiting on confirmation from about 5 or 6 others, but I know that there's a bunch of others that are going to be included that are coming down for our anniversary. So we're doing a big pig roast outside.
That's awesome.
And again, you're going to be able to buy a wristband for that, all the beers you want to drink, and the pig you get to eat during that period of time with some other accoutrements, some corn and things. It'll be a fun meal. But that's from 3 to 6 on Saturday the 5th. This whole day there's music, so it goes on from rock acoustic. It's a duo with Bob, the real estate guy, you know Bob Garfield, and
Yes,
Tammy.
yes.
So they do a duo. That's going to be from 2 to 3:30, and then you're going to have the Spread the Dub. Spread the Dub's going to go for an hour and a half after that. Then you're gonna have flyers for an hour and a half after that. This is that Saturday the 5th.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have unlimited devotion for an hour after, a couple hours after that. Then you're gonna have Eric McFadden headlining it. And Eric McFadden is a guitarist from Parliament. People don't call us Parliament.
Oh.
It'll be a huge day of music, a huge day of fun.
Wow.
So that's October 5th. Mark your calendars, come out the whole day, enjoy it, bring the family, kids are welcome. There's gonna be ping pong and games. We're trying to get the axe throwers out here. It's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah, it sounds like it. We'll definitely make sure we get down here. So there you go, guys. Crazy Uncle Mike's, always something good going on down here. Good people doing good things. Not just beer, wine, full bar. Got craft cocktails back there. Great place to come eat. Great place to come see some live music. And we wish you guys the best, man. Happy first year anniversary. Doing some good stuff too.
Donate some money to the Gumbo Limbo.
Yeah, Gumbo Limbo. It's a good, definitely a good cause. So here I am. I'm John Brewer, Lake Ida inventory expert. Thank you guys for checking us out, and we'll see you around. Thanks a lot. Absolutely. Fantastic.
All right, so this one's for you.